Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Here in my eye. There we go. Hello. You can see Wednesday's legs back there. Welcome. Hopefully you can hear me. Looks like it's working. I'm going to be making a Weasel Snuggler from my own pattern. So I have all the yarn here. It's a Weasel, my favorite yarn. So we're going to make a weasel. Pull the pattern up here. Hopefully I have the chat set correctly. So far there's no chats that I can see. See if I can. There we go. Okay. Hi Tanya, thank you so much. Hi Andrea, welcome in. I'm about to start a weasel. I have all the yarn here. A Weasel. It's a brown one with a cream belly, and then it has a little black on its tail. It's my own pattern. Should be linked down in the description. And this one is actually a custom order, and I believe it is going to Germany. Yeah, Germany. Very exciting. I've never sent a package to Germany before, so that's exciting. I need to add countries to my shipping map. I only have the states. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. I decided to go live today because I do not have a video for you guys. I matched my pillow. Yes, I do. The exact same color pink. I'm working on a big video for Friday. So I didn't have anything for you guys today, so I decided to go live. Might make this a regular thing. I haven't decided yet. Made the itty bitty little ear. Oops. Itty bitty. Yeah, I did not mean to match my pillow, but we are very pink over here this morning or this afternoon. My sleep schedule has been all messed up, so I feel like it's morning, but it's definitely not morning. Working on a pattern test for a land turtle, Sweet Snuggles. Ah! Land turtle, is that the one by LA Crochet? I know she just came out with a really cute one. Hi Dara. How are you? I think if it's the turtle I'm thinking of, it's pretty big, so yeah, I can imagine need a little break. Hello, Kathy. Welcome. Happy Monday. All right, got two little ears. Now we're gonna make the legs. All 4 legs are the same. Awesome, that's exciting that you get to pattern test that one. I have not pattern tested for her before. She had some fun patterns. Most of them are pretty big, so I've been intimidated. Made a tiny one and petite pearl. Now you're making a jumbo one. Awesome. I bet the tiny one is so cute. The jumbo one will be cool too, because I think hers is pretty big to begin with, so with Sweet Snuggles it'll be huge. That's cool. Very cool. What's everybody else up to? Working on anything fun? See. Oops. Hoping this doesn't take me hours and hours like the ornitoad did the other day. It took way longer than I was expecting. You teach kindergarten, making each student a little crochet gingerbread man. Oh, that is so cute. That's fun. They will love that. Oh my. All the comments. The tiny one is the same size as the jumbo one's foot. Her patterns are well written, easy to follow. She includes videos. Awesome. Yeah, I knew they'd be great patterns. I just, I don't know. They're just so big. But yeah, they are very cute. That turtle will be humongous. Almost done working on a cardigan, then you'll start a sweater. Cool. I still have that Wednesday sweater pattern that I have not even started, and I really want to make a sweater. Working until 6, then have a custom Oogie Boogie. Ooh. Last year you made each one a snowman. That's so cute. It's fun to make a different one every year, so you don't get bored doing it. All right, where we at? LA Crochet did just come out with a seagull with the french fries. I really like that one. I might end up getting that one. That one was very cute. And crazy enough, we have seagulls in Wyoming, which is bizarre to me because we are not anywhere near an ocean. They're more like desert gulls, but they look just like regular seagulls. Okay, we finished the first leg. So we got 3 more of those. I have been working with Elise Veludo all week, and I am so excited because I don't have much pain in my wrist or my elbow or anything. So I'm just loving Elise Veludo. Every Seagull pattern sold in October. Oh yeah, I think I saw her mention that, so I better get it this month then, huh? MJ's patterns for cardigans and sweaters. Her tutorials are always so easy to follow. Awesome! I'll have to look that up. I've made, I made a hexagon pullover. It's not a cardigan, it's a pullover. I haven't worn it yet though. Yeah, the main place we have ours, like in the Walmart parking lot and like by McDonald's and stuff, eating French fries. That's literally where you see them. Ah, her patterns look bigger on camera. That makes sense. I have the worst time judging size of things. I go to make something and I'm like, oh, this will be little and fast. And then I finish it and it's like, this is ginormous. And then other ones, I'm like, this is going to be huge. And it turns out tiny. I am doing full-time crochet, yes. Crochet is my full-time job. You have a hexie pullover on your to-do list. Maybe you'll get to that after the sweater. Nice. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I actually I didn't freehand it. I followed tutorials, but I like mashed several tutorials together to make it. So I kind of just made it up as I went, and it turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. I actually have a video about it if you're interested. I can't remember what tutorials I used. I know Passionate Kelsey was one of them. I love hers, but I found hers after I had started a different one, so. Welcome in, the Crafty Jersey. You're not too late. I didn't start too long ago. 13 minutes. Yeah, wearables are not bad at all. I mean, I haven't made a ton, but I don't find it super difficult. And it's nice to work with some different yarn sometimes. I also have a bag I started a long time ago that is half done. Need to finish that. I'm good. How are you? It's a little chilly today, so I'm bundled up. Hexie cardigan by Hooks and Healers. Ooh, I haven't seen hers. I did just watch a video of hers the other day where she mentioned her video though, so I should look into that one. I like Passionate Kelsey's. I like the way she does her ribbing, so I did ribbing around the sleeves and the bottom of it. I really like the ribbing. Okay, we got foot number 2. But yeah, I bought that Wednesday sweater pattern and it is so cute. I really wanna make that one, but I don't have any yarn for it yet. Yeah, tutorials are the best because they really spell it out for you and make it pretty beginner friendly. Very rainy here all day. Yeah, it's not raining here. It's just been really windy. It's blowing in a cold front. I think the low tonight is supposed to be in the 20s, which I am not ready for. So it's dry, just windy, which is terrible. I hate wind. Yeah, nice. I'm hoping I'm doing these right. Don't want to have a bunch of mismatched feet. Those do look the same. You have a cold front blowing into... Nice, not as cold. Yeah, it's really windy here too. Every day, all the time. Like really windy. It's not fun, especially when it gets cold, because it just makes it so much colder. It's the amount of time it takes that makes you nervous. Ah, yeah. I definitely do struggle with that. My my pullover, I started it in, can't remember what year, but I didn't finish it until like over a year or two later. And my bag, I'm doing the same thing. I started it and now it's just sitting there, half done. I think also because those projects for me are not business related, they're more like fun projects. I kind of put them on the back burner because I feel like I should be doing business things instead of fun non-business projects. I think I might actually end up selling the bag if I ever finish it, but I don't know for sure. I was originally going to keep it for myself, but we will see if I ever finish it. Central Pennsylvania. Very, very windy. Nice. Oh yeah, Canada, your cold weather is definitely coming too. We already had snow. It snowed once. We had snow when I woke up in the morning, but it melted. And then, yeah, 23 degrees is the low tonight, I think. I hate it. I hate cold weather. What part of Wyoming? I am in the southwest corner. We're like 3 miles from the Utah border, so we're basically in Utah. 45 miles per hour in Kansas. Yikes. Yeah, I think yesterday when it was really blowing, we had between 30 and 60 miles per hour. It's kind of scary. 45 miles per hour is rough. No snow yet. Lucky, lucky. I feel like Canada usually gets snow before us, but yeah, we already had snow. And I don't think there's any coming with this cold front. I think it's just really cold. I hate winter too. I'm definitely living in the wrong state. I was born and raised here, and I always hated the weather. And I moved away for a long time to Tennessee, and I love the weather in Tennessee. And then we moved back to be close to my family, and we hate it. We hate it. Are you deleting your messages, or is it deleting them itself? I don't know why it's doing that. Unless you're doing it. You've been to Yellowstone. Yellowstone is really pretty. Oh, okay, just making sure that it wasn't deleting things and messing with you. 106-mile-per-hour winds. Oh my gosh, that's like basically a tornado. That's insane. Right on the Canadian-US border, temps are closer to your northern states. Not like northern Canada. Yeah, northern Canada, that'd be rough to live, I think. We're sort of in the, I don't know what they call it, because we're not really in the mountains, but we're at 7,000 feet, so we're really high up. I think they call it a high desert. So we get a lot of snow compared to, like, some places in Montana don't get as much snow as we do just because we're up so high. Tornadoes, yeah. In Kansas, you said, right? So yeah, definitely tornadoes. We don't really get tornadoes here, just strong wind. They have to shut down the freeway through here all the time because the wind will blow trucks over. So they shut it down and don't let the trucks drive during the day when it's really windy. Okay, we have all 4 little footies. So now we will start the body. And this will be fun because it's a lot of color changes, so I'll have to pay attention. Yeah, that was one thing about Tennessee that scared me a lot, was tornadoes, because we don't have those here, so that was new to me. Tornadoes are scary. But I can drive in the snow, and no one in Tennessee can drive in the snow. What was that little ding? I don't know what the little ding was. I'm sure it means something. I just don't know what. Reno, Nevada, you had your first snow last Thursday. Yeah, it was probably the same storm that brought ours, because ours was last week too. I'm not ready. I hate the cold weather. I don't want it. I don't know what that little ding was. Did you guys hear the little ding? Alright, let's see. And the snow can just stay away, yeah. I wish. You love the cold and the snow. It's funny how some people love it, and some people, like, I would rather be melting in the heat than cold. I would way rather be hot than cold. And I can say that because I lived in Tennessee, and Tennessee gets hot. And I prefer that. Okay, let's see here. Snow in Nevada. Yeah, it kind of depends on where you are in Nevada, I think. Some of it's kind of the dry desert, and some of it's more mountainy. Yes, exactly. Being hot is uncomfortable, but you can, like, cool yourself off with a fan or go swimming or something. People are always like, you can always put more clothes on. But when I'm cold, no matter how many clothes I put on, like even if like when my feet are cold, if I put socks on or whatever, my feet stay cold. Like I have to literally put a heater on myself to warm myself up. So it's like I can cool myself off way easier than I can warm myself up. And yeah, when you're shivering, it hurts bad. I get headaches. You get really grumpy if you're hot. Yeah. I mean, I won't say that I'm like happy when I'm hot, but I would rather be hot than cold. Originally from the Caribbean, don't like the cold, don't like the heat either. That makes sense. Yeah, I'd love to live somewhere where it's like just a nice 75 to 80 degrees all the time. So you're not too hot, not too cold. Exactly, not enough clothes in the world. I never understand people when they say that. I'm like, you could bundle me up to where I can't move and I'll still be cold on the inside. Like if I go to bed and my feet are cold, they don't ever warm up on their own. I have to like put a heating pad on them, or I have a heated blanket. They do not warm themselves. High desert, border Oregon, Montana, and Idaho. Yeah, that makes sense. We are high desert as well. It does. Muggy is rough, but I still would take it over cold. It does. It gets to your soul. That's a good way to put it. It gets in there. You can't get it out. Wearing my fleece-lined leggings today and the sweater. I don't have socks on though, so my feet are cold. I should have put socks on. But where my desk is, the heater is right underneath the desk, so kind of warms my feet up a little bit. You detest the heat and the sun. Yes, this is my Weasel Snuggler pattern. I have a brown version and then a solid white version because weasels change colors in the winter. They turn white. So this is a custom order I have for one from Etsy, and it is actually going to Germany. I have never sent anything to Germany, so wish this little guy luck. But yes, this is my little Weasel Snuggler pattern. It should be linked down in the description if you're interested what it looks like. Usually turns out pretty cute. It is a lot of color changes. The brown one is a lot of color changes, so. But the white one is really quick and easy because it's just all white until you get to the tail, and then it's got a little black on its tail. Dry heat here in the summer, which is way better than muggy. Yeah, sandblasted by the winds. That's not fun. But yeah, dry heat is definitely not as bad as muggy heat. Oh boy, yeah. I bet it does get hot in there. No air conditioning. We don't have air conditioning either, but it doesn't really get that hot. You sold a pattern to someone in Norway the other day? That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely, patterns, I've sold quite a few to different countries, but I've only recently had international physical orders. I sent one to the UK, and then, what was the other one? Oh, Australia. I sent my first thing to Australia a couple days ago, and then now I have this Germany one, so I think the Australia one was still on its way, so I hope it makes it. And then the UK one made it, which was good. I always get so nervous sending them out. I've heard horror stories of people not getting it, or like the customs fees are really high, so people reject the package and then you have to pay to get it back. Puppy feet. Yeah, I tried to angle the camera because usually they lay right behind me, but they all moved. So that's Wednesday. That's Wednesday over there sleeping. She napping. Seems like when I'm doing my regular videos, they're always all making a ruckus behind me, but then when I do a live, they're like, no, don't show me on camera. Funny, funny. Just little puppy feet back there. She'll probably get up at some point and start bugging me. Okay. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Also, I need to know if I'm doing plastic or embroidered. Plastic. So I need to put the nose in before I forget. Oops. Be bad to forget the nose. Let's do that for now. Then I have to remember which nose I use for this one. If it's that one or this one. I have to look up a picture. Try this one. Tight fit. It's pretty cute. Okay, I don't know if I got it. It's gonna be hard to get the back on. Okay. Well, it's so hard to get on. Revisiting some patterns you bought a year ago and remaking them. That sounds fun. Anything fun and cute? Everything you make is cute. Recently tried safety noses and they are the best. Yes, I love them. I've had these ones for a long time. I have my Weasel. You can order it with plastic nose and eyes or embroidered nose and eyes. And usually people order embroidered, so I was excited when they wanted plastic. So there's this little nose. Adorable. Oh, thank you. I was very excited when I got that shelf. I need more. I got those from IKEA. Yeah, it just instantly makes it look like a little animal's face. Okay, now we just have to not forget the eyes. I'm so used to making these with embroidered everything, I just don't even think about it. Thank you. Yeah, I think those are called Oxford shelves or something with the glass doors. We have 3 dogs, so things get dusty around here, so I wanted doors for sure on my yarn. Let's see where we're at here. Stuff that sold and you never remade. Nice. I have a bunch of patterns like that too, that I made like one thing and they sold, and then I just was like, yep, that was the one I made. Finally got your nasal surgery date, December 22nd. Oh, yeah, that is close to Christmas. That's a bummer. Right before Christmas too. Good that you're finally getting it, but sucky timing. Hopefully it helps though. Yeah, good to get it done, but definitely unfortunate timing. Hi Donna, welcome in. Happy Monday. What are you up to? Hello. Good day, Crochet. I like that, from Australia. It's awesome. What time is it for you over there? Like really early in the morning? Just relaxing after work. Nice. 7 a.m. Tuesday. That is so crazy. You're in a different day. You're in the future. Well, good morning to you. Yeah, still Monday here. Why this brown showed up under the nose? He's got like a little beard happening. I don't know where that little piece of brown came from. Huh. That's strange. I did something weird with my color change. Might have to stitch a little white over it at the end. Little brown chin. Okay, where are we at here? 13, 11, almost to the ears. Yes, this is my Weasel Snuggler pattern. The pattern has two versions, a white one and a brown one. I'm making the brown one. It is a custom order from my Etsy, and it is going to Germany. My first ever physical product going to Germany, so very excited for this little guy. And it's a snuggler pattern, so it's not stuffed, only the head is stuffed. And the brown one is a lot of color changes because brown weasels have a white belly, but in the winter they turn solid white. So my white weasel pattern is much quicker and easier than the brown version. But yeah, look at his little goofy little chin. I don't know what happened there. That wasn't there when I put the nose in. I'm not sure what happened. I'll have to do a little stitch over that, but he's looking real cute so far. Hi from Tennessee. Hi, Debbie. Knickknacks. Try to remember that. Knickknacks is Debbie. I am using Elise Veludo in the brown, the cream, and then for the tail, I have black. I used to make these in burlap blanket yarn with the taupe color, and the taupe is kind of what caused my burlap blanket meltdown. I had made so many weasels. Trying to think what else I offered in that color. I think it was mostly weasels, but I had gotten so many orders and I was using that taupe so often and my hands hurt so bad that I finally was like, I have to find a different brown. I cannot do this anymore. Can't make these weasels this way. So then I found Elise Veludo and I got rid of all my burlap blanket. Bye, Tanya. Thank you for hanging out. Have a good day. Thank you. Looking for more snuggler patterns. Nice. Yeah, the weasel is my only snuggler pattern so far. My other stuff is all stuffed. But I have sold so many of these. People love them. And the white one is quick and easy because it's all just one color, except for the tail. The very end of the tail you switch to black, but that's easy. It's funny, I love snugglers too. For markets, I think I've sold, I don't know exactly, but I don't sell a lot of snugglers at markets, like at all. People just don't get it. But online, snugglers are my best sellers. Pretty much most of my orders that are made to order for my Etsy are snuggler patterns. I love making snugglers because they don't take a lot of stuffing and they're quick to make typically. But yeah, they're hard to sell, especially in person. I don't know why that is. And then I still get random people from Etsy that order one, and I have videos showing that it's not stuffed, and it says it in the title and the description, it says it's not stuffed. And then they get it and they leave me a review and they're like, it's flatter than I thought, or it's not stuffed. And it's like, I told you that it wasn't. So you got to make it really clear in your online listings that they're not stuffed, because people get confused. But for the most part, I've had good luck online. And most of the things that I offer as made to order are Snugglers. But yeah, if you've been around a while, you know the Diddy Dex Dragon Snuggler is what kind of made my Etsy take off. I have made hundreds of those little dragons. Smugglers. I think my phone, I've said smugglers before too, because I think my phone autocorrects to smugglers, because like, what's a snuggler? Oh yeah, people on Etsy are crazy. Crazy. You made some and they printed eggs for you. That is awesome. I want a 3D printer so I can make eggs, because buying them from people is so expensive and then trying to sell them. I love the little Diddy Dexes and eggs. So fun. I did see someone, I think it was earlier this year, it was going Crochet-y. She found some big plastic eggs at a dollar store, I think, like jumbo ones, and she made some Diddy Dexes, or maybe a different dragon pattern, I don't remember, but and they fit in those little Easter eggs. I thought that was really cute. I was going to try to find some of those next Easter, see if I can find some eggs, because that was really cute. I'm gonna start selling on Etsy probably in about a month. Way too many plushies and now you don't do markets. Yeah, Etsy charges really high fees, but I love Etsy because they advertise for you and they bring in a lot of customers, especially for like patterns and stuff. And they make it really easy to ship to different countries, which I like. I have a Shopify website, but I haven't set it up to sell stuff yet, just because it's so complicated to do it all yourself. If they buy the pattern, do they get the plushie? It's like, no, you have to make it if you buy the pattern. You don't just get a plushie. Can't make the Diddy Dex that looks good. I do know the Diddy Dex pattern is written in UK terms. So you have to convert it to US terms. If you do it the way it's written and you're used to US terms, it will look totally goofy, because I think it says double crochet through the whole thing, so it will be all stretched out and crazy. So you have to convert it to US terms. Everyone that I've talked to that has struggled with it has had that problem. You surface crochet the horns. Yeah, I actually just made some. They will be in my video on Friday, that I did baubles instead of sewing on the horns, and they turned out really, really cute. So that's an option too. But I usually make the horns in Parfait Chunky and then sew them on, and that's cute too, but a lot of sewing. That pattern is a lot of sewing. Yeah, exactly. Etsy's expensive, but it's worth it. Yeah, and I use the share and save thing too. I think, who was it recently that made one that I was giggling through the video? Oh, it was Crochet by Jenna, and she was making it and she didn't realize to convert it to US terms, and I think she made it like 2 or 3 times and she kept showing it, and I was like, oh, I wish I could tell her You have to convert it. She was struggling. She finally figured it out, but you have the US version? I don't know then. That's usually the only thing I can think of that makes them wonky. Etsy has been good for you. The fees are high, but less than doing your own ads. Yeah, exactly. I've been adding, like the listing fee, I've been adding into the price of my item, so. Yeah, bobble horns are so cute. I want to give you guys a sneak peek of the dragon. Okay, I'm gonna do it. So these are in my Friday video, but I'll give you guys a sneak peek. So I just did little bobble horns. Look how cute. So this is the new Elise Veludo yarn, the new colors they came out with. So my Friday video is using all of those colors. So I made a bunch of fun things. But yeah, so I just did little bobble horns. And they are so cute. Here's the sneak peek. But yeah, I just used the same size yarn and just did little bobbles. And they're just adorable. So cute. I know. And this color, look at that pink. I just love it. I had a lot of fun. Friday's video is going to be a lot of fun because everything turned out really cute. I used all 9 colors and made nine things. Let's see. Bobble horns are the cutest. Yes, I love the bobble horns. She has the, yeah, at the bottom of the pattern. I guess Crochet by Jenna hadn't read the whole pattern, so she was really struggling. Yeah, I was literally laughing the whole time. I guess, yeah, somebody said, Kathy said she has the US version. My version is still the UK version, but maybe she came out with a new one. Thank you. Yeah, I love the colors. For Elise Veludo, I use a 6mm hook. I originally was using a 6.5 because that's what I used with Burnout Blanket, but it is just a tiny bit smaller and it makes it look a little tighter with my tension, so I use a 6mm hook. No, this one has plastic. They want plastic nose and plastic eyes, so I'm gonna add the eyes now that I just did the ears, make sure they're centered. So it's got a little plastic nose. I don't know where this brown came from. I'm going to sew some cream over that because I don't know where the heck that came from. 5mm hook. I yarn under, yarn under, which is how I learned as a kid, and I can't do it any different. Oh, how did I do that? Oh, it's okay. All right, we're good, we're good. 5mm with Elise. Yeah, I guess if you have loose tension, a 5 would, is it loose tension? You size down? I always confuse myself. But yeah, a 6 is perfect for me, but I have pretty tight tension. 5.5. I use a 4.5 with Parfait Chunky, and then a 6.5 for Burnout Blanket and Premier Basix. Yarn over. Yeah, that does make quite a bit of difference, I think, with hook size. But yes, I'm a yarn underer. I learned at 8 years old, so you yarn over. Nice. Yeah, I learned when I was like 10 or 12 and just kind of taught myself, and I yarn under. Oh yeah, Yeah, it would be so hard to switch. I had to reteach myself how to hold the yarn with my left hand because when I learned, how did I do it? I held it like this with my pointer finger all crunched like that. And as a kid, obviously it didn't bother me, but as I got older, it really bothered this finger. So I had to reteach myself to hold the yarn with my finger out and like wrap it around for tension. And that took months to get used to. So I can't imagine trying to change the way I do the yarn. Yeah, having to switch, I can't imagine. Yeah, some Parfait chunky is really thin. Yarn under, yarn over for big plushies and acrylic yarn. Awesome! Yeah, my very first thing was a big, I was making it as a blanket, but it was like a rug pattern, just in I think it was a hexagon, and it was puff stitches, and I made it a very awkward size because I finally was like, I am over this, I want it to be done. And I had it for a long time, but I finally got rid of it because I was like, what am I going to do with this? Because it was like a big, awkward rug blanket thing. But it was cool, and I finished it, and I did fringe all the way around it. I think I finished that when I was, I don't know, 14. All right, where are we? Yeah, I haven't noticed a huge difference with Parfait Chunky. I've just gotten a couple skeins that have the ick. I call it the ick when they're like sticky and gross. I have a couple of those, but I haven't had any of the really crazy thin ones. I haven't ordered any super recently though. But I never had it like way back originally when it came out when people loved it, so I don't know. I don't know if I can compare technically. Okay, we gotta do the eyes before I forget, and then we gotta move along here. Hello, Marie. Welcome. How's it going? Okay, I'm pretty sure I do 10mm eyes. Might be too small. They look kind of small. Nope, that's right. Super lopsided. Ooh. I hate it when the eyes are like between stitches. Why does he look so goofy? There we go. Okay. Should have got another Timmy's for your live with Robin later. When are you guys you're going live tonight? I think last time you guys went live right after I finished, so that was fun. You guys do that every Monday? I have a hard time keeping up with everybody. But yeah, I'm about ready for my second cup of coffee. All right, there's his little eyes. The little brown is kind of cute. It almost makes it look like a little mouth. Should I leave the brown or should I cover it up? I just don't know what happened there. Because it wasn't there when I put the nose in. I don't know what happened. 7 p.m. Eastern, 8 your time. Nice. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to start trying to make it into those. I'm still trying to figure out my schedule, if I want to do a live every week instead of a video, or if I want to keep doing 2 videos and a live. Now that I'm not doing markets, I'm struggling keeping up with the 2 videos a week. I just don't have the content to share, I guess. So yeah, I've been thinking about doing lives more often. Second coffee. Nice. At 7 a.m. Yeah, I usually have 2 cups. I have one when I get up, and then I have one kind of in the afternoon. You have family coming over? Well, that's fun. Thank you. He is looking rather cute. We're kind of stalled out here on the next page. 11 and 7. Okay. Time with 2 videos a week only happens when I have a market. Yeah, exactly. When I was doing markets regularly, it wasn't hard at all, because I'd do a market recap and then like all my makes in a different one. But now that I'm not doing markets, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't have anything to tell you. You love lives. Nice. Yeah, lives are fun. I like the lives too. I'm doing palm streets and stuff, but I've just found that the recaps of those aren't quite as popular as regular market recaps. Whole new respect for long form videos. It's a pain to edit those. Yeah, it does take a while. My video for Friday, I just finished filming everything, so now I need to edit it, and it is going to be a project. So that's gonna be fun. I'm doing that tonight after the live. Elise Veludo yarn, chenille yarn. I have tried to look up the definition of chenille, and I'm totally confused by it. So yes, I believe it is. But it is not, it's not the same as Sweet Snuggles or Parfait Chunky. Like, it's not that texture, but it's not really blanket yarn either. It's kind of in between. It's really, really soft. It's not crazy tubular like Parfait Chunky is supposed to be, or Sweet Snuggles Light. But it is so soft and easy to work with, and it doesn't shed. It doesn't move on the strand like Parfait Chunky. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. But I've looked up the definition of chenille yarn, and basically any fuzzy yarn could be considered chenille yarn. I think even blanket yarn is considered chenille yarn. So chenille is tough. Soft blanket yarn, yeah. It is more like blanket yarn than like Sweet Snuggles Light or whatever. It's kind of like Premier Basix chenille. They call that chenille, but that's like a blanket yarn. So yeah. Longest video you edited was a 30-minute tutorial. Tutorials are really hard to edit, yeah, for sure. And 30 minutes, that's, yeah. Mine are typically around 20 minutes, which is not too bad to edit, but I'm trying to make them longer, especially if I'm just going to do one a week. I'm hoping the one for Friday is a little bit longer, so we'll see how that goes. But yes, editing is 43 balls and plowed through it. Yeah, it definitely goes fast for sure. I ordered for Friday's video, I ordered 1 skein of each of the new colors, and instantly wished I had 2 of each color, because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to make much with these. They're so tiny. especially because I've only really used burnout blanket, which is the huge skeins, so I'm not used to the teeny tiny skeins at all, but it is nice for storage reasons. The shine, I don't really find that it has a shine too much. Maybe a little more than burnout blanket, but I mean, like, I don't know. It's not like velvet or anything like that. Amazon does sell Elise Voluto, so if you wanted to get just like a couple to try instead of doing the big like $100 order to get free shipping, you can get it on Amazon just to try. And I think Walmart.com actually might sell some too. So that's a good option if you want to just try it. Cozy Cub. I can't get anymore. People keep saying that, so what is it? Baby Bear. The Baby Bear I had from Joann's, I guess, was the original version of Baby Bear. And it was soft and amazing like Elise Voluto. And then I guess people are saying that right before Joann's closed, they changed the formula. And then that new formula is what Michaels has now. But the stuff Michaels has is basically identical to the Posh. And I don't like the Posh. So I am highly upset about the Cozy Cub. Elise in Canada on Amazon is super expensive. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I do remember it being a little more expensive. I think Walmart.com was the one that I found. They just didn't have the color I wanted. Walmart.com. Try Elise Voluto on Walmart.com. The shipping wasn't too high, and I think you can get just a couple skeins. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Because Amazon, I think, yeah, they are a little more expensive. And the shipping is still high, I think. Try Walmart. Yeah, how come you can't get Cozy Cub? You returned your Cozy Cub. I missed a bunch of this. Yeah, I am highly upset with the Cozy Cub because I was obsessed with the original Baby Bear. I was ready to buy a ton of it, and then that's like right when they announced they were closing. Yeah, Cozy Cub is completely different than Baby Bear, and yeah, I don't like Posh. I don't like that texture. It's like mini thick blanket yarn. Blech. The demi pearl, some of it is like Elise Voluto, soft and amazing, and then others, like one of them I felt was like the taupe burnout blanket yarn. Like the consistency through that yarn is not there at all. I was like mad in the store when I was feeling that stuff. So I do not like demi pearl. The people that are saying they love it, I don't understand if they're just not getting those skeins or what, but I am not impressed by demi pearl at all. Cuz the texture was just all over the place. Like they were like completely different yarns. Yeah. And if it was all like that, then fine, whatever. But some of it was like shiny and thin and soft, like almost like velvet. And then the other ones were thick, like blanket. It just was like, what are they doing? So yeah. Yeah, I don't like the Posh. I don't like the texture of the Posh. They had some really pretty colors, but yeah, I did not like the Posh. I think I have one skein of Posh, the hot pink. It is a good size for keychains, but I like Parfait Chunky for keychains because it's basically the same size, but it's softer. So that I use Parfait Chunky. for smaller things. Not many colors either. Yeah, people are like raving about the colors that Demi Pearl has, and I'm like, I don't have that many at all. I mean, there's some good colors, but it's not like a full line of good colors. I don't know. Okay, 2, 3. But yeah, I'm not impressed with anything Michaels is doing so far. But I never really was. I never liked Sweet Snuggles or Chenille Home Slim. I didn't like either one of those. Even before they messed it all up. Yeah, it is good for smaller items. I just don't like the texture. So like I said, I use Parfait Chunky for smaller keychain type things just because it's softer. I was ready to go all in on the baby bear when it was good. Because it was soft but doesn't shed like Parfait Chunky. Because Parfait Chunky isn't my favorite. It sheds bad, and yeah, it's not my favorite, but it's my only option as far as soft instead of posh for tiny things. Just bought one skein of Demi Pearl, still waiting to try it. Yeah, some of the skeins were great. It's just the consistency issue for me, where some of the skeins were not great. Cozy Cub and Skinny Chenille Petite Pearl. I've never tried their Skinny Chenille, that itty bitty stuff. That it just seems so crazy tiny to me. What size hook do you use with that? Because that is itty bitty. There's the ding again. I don't know what the ding is. Yeah, the Skinny Chenille is so itty bitty. I almost bought some once, but I didn't know what to make with it. Make it all yarn, yeah. Yeah, they definitely made big promises, and they're not doing much. Not doing much so far. I know some stores are, like, people have been to stores that are doing okay with updating and stuff, but the ones around here have not done much. All right, I think we're adding a foot here. I need to stuff the head is what I need to do before I forget. And he has a flat head. 3.75 millimeter hook. Oh, I see. Alternative to acrylic. Yeah, that would work. That's a tiny hook. Yeah, for sure. Very soft. When I started amigurumi, I actually started with what is it called? Patton's Grace, which is like a teeny tiny itty bitty yarn, and I used I think it was a 2.125 hook, and that's when I still held the yarn with my finger like this, and my tension had to be super tight for making amigurumi, and that is how I started amigurumi. And then when I found the blanket yarn and soft yarn, I was like, this is amazing. I use a big hook. That's partially why it took me so long to start selling my items, because making them with that teeny tiny yarn and those itty bitty hooks hurt me so much that it wasn't sustainable to sell anything. There's no way I could have kept up with orders or anything like that just because it was so painful. Patton's Grace is a size 3 yarn. Yeah, I never know. It's like a sport weight, because it's smaller than worsted. Petite pearl shed so bad you want to throw it across the room. Ah. Oh my gosh, turned your fingernails purple and black. Oh my gosh. Yeah, definitely won't be trying that. 3.75 is the tiniest you'll go. Huh. Yeah, I definitely don't do it anymore. I think I made something for Father's Day for my dad with the teeny, because I have a bunch of that yarn left, but sport weight is size 2. Gotcha. But yeah, it's pretty itty bitty, and I used an itty bitty hook with it. Alright, this little head is stuffed. Yeah, that is pretty terrible. Pretty terrible for a craft store. Okay, now we're adding the front legs. Gotta keep going or I'm never gonna finish this guy today. Trying to get him to the post office before 5. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Okay, I need to scroll down. She stole it. My sister wants basically everything I make too. She takes a lot of my stuff. Yeah, some Michaels are doing good. It's like some of them are and some of them aren't. It's kind of weird. What time is it here? It is 3:19. So we have a little bit of time. It takes me like 15 minutes to get to town, so we got time. We just got to keep going. Hobby Lobby only has one-ish I Love Yarn, and that's the only craft store near me. Yikes. Yeah. Everything is an hour and a half away from me. Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, everything. Oh my gosh. I'm crocheting with the foot end. That's not going to get me very far. Where did my real end go? So many color changes in this. East Coast, so 2 hours ahead. Yeah. Yeah, we're mountain standard time over here. Okay, what are we doing now? Hi, saying hi. This is Angel. What you doing? You can drink? Yeah. Girl. Girl. I was born and raised in Wyoming, and then after college I moved, well, during college I kind of moved all over the place, and then after college I moved to Tennessee, and I lived there for 8 years, and that's where I met my boyfriend. He's originally from New Jersey, but I met him in Tennessee, and then we decided to move back to Wyoming to be closer to family, to my family. And we hate the weather so much, we're actually planning on moving back to Tennessee, hopefully next year. So that's the plan. We do not like the cold. Bye, Lisa. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. But yeah, I lived in Tennessee. I lived in Maine for 6 months. I lived in Texas for 6 months. And I lived in Florida for 4 months. I don't have to leave yet. She was just saying hi. It's when Wednesday gets up and starts bugging me, then I might have to go because she's a little needy. Don't have to go quite yet. Angel was just saying hi. We have a German Shepherd, that's Angel, and we have an Australian Shepherd. Her name is Heifer. And then we have Wednesday, who is just kind of a black and tan mutt. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're getting really close. We still have the 4 states. We have, make sure I get them right, New Mexico, Kansas, Iowa, and Vermont are the 4 I have left. Yeah, so during college I did internships for my degree. So I moved during the summers, and I took like a semester off for one of them. But yeah, I moved to do those internships, and then would go back to school, and then yeah, bounced around a bit. It was fun though. I liked living in all those new places. Yeah, maybe at the end of the year, if I still haven't gotten Kansas, you can order something. Yeah, I think last year I sent quite a bit to Kansas, so I don't know why it's taken so long this time. 6. And now that I added Palm Street on there too, so it's Etsy and Palm Street. So I think that helped. But yeah, we're just down to 4 states. I think Vermont might be hard. That seems like a random one. I started it at the beginning of this year, so it's just for 2025. Because I didn't do one in 2024, and I thought it would have been interesting because I feel like I shipped to a lot of places in 2024. So at the beginning of the year I started it, and then when I started Palm Street, I added that on there. And I don't count pattern sales, only physical items. Because I think if I did pattern sales, I have probably hit all of the states at this point. 12, 6. Okay. Oops. Moving right along here. Oh, yeah, I did a double take and I was like, oh, cupcake. Yeah, got it. That's funny. Quilted cupcake. Jean. I am not doing markets just because I live in a small town. And I did pretty much all of the markets last year to see how they were. And they were all fun, but a lot of them are 2-day markets, which for a small town, it just doesn't bring in the I wasn't making as much as I would have liked for having to sit there for 2 days, if that makes sense. So it just was a lot of work for not much profit. And when I'm doing markets, I can't focus. Like, I have an Etsy shop and I do palm streets, and I have a lot of other stuff going on, doing the YouTube videos and all that stuff. So doing markets kind of takes up all of your time, and you're just constantly market prepping and then not necessarily selling much for those markets that I have available to me. So this year I decided to do the farmers markets during the summer because those went well last year, and they're just 4 hours in the afternoon. And then I decided not to do any of the bigger 2-day markets with the higher booth fees that I wasn't making much money at all. So yeah, just basically what I have available to me here is not worth it at this point. Oh, perfect. The eyes and the stitch markers. Yeah, I still have quite a few stitch markers, and maybe I'll do some cute Christmas themed ones or something. That'll be fun. Only do 2-day markets in November. In Wyoming, aren't they all small towns? Pretty much. Yes, pretty much. I live in a town of 12,000 people, and the closest big city is in Utah, like Salt Lake City, which is huge. But doing the markets over there, it would be like an 1.5-hour, 2-hour drive, and then the switching states and trying to figure out everything with that just wasn't worth it. So I haven't done any markets in Utah. As far as Wyoming goes, we're the biggest town around, so there's not really anywhere else to go. So yeah, that's why I decided to not do the markets the rest of the year. Nice. That's awesome that you made so much at a 2-day market. Yeah, I think the most I made at a market last year was the 2-day market. I think I made $300 or something, that was the Halloween market. And then the Christmas one here in town was 2 days, and I think I made $500. And then the one town over, it's an even smaller town, that was actually my best market. I think I made $800. That one was a 1-day market, but this year they're doing 2 days. So yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. Wyoming is a beautiful state in some places. I live in the desert part, so it's just kind of sagebrush everywhere and windy. It's beautiful in its own way, I guess, but I wouldn't call it like beautiful, beautiful. But like up by Jackson and Yellowstone and stuff like that, it is definitely beautiful up there. Very windy and very cold here in Wyoming. Get a lot of snow. Yes, we do have the horned toads. The wildlife here is definitely fun. Lots of moose. We have moose that come right down in town. Moose and elk and deer and antelope and all that fun stuff. Lots of cornfields. Oh, I bet the sunsets are cool. Cornfields can be pretty, but Jackson Hole, yeah, that's gorgeous up there. And Cody is also more in the northern part, so very mountainy, close to Montana, I think. So yeah, very pretty up there. Down where I am, I'm in the southwest corner. It is quite different. Very desert. You're in Cincinnati. Oh, I don't know if I've been to Cincinnati. Might have driven through it. Hi, Christine. Doing good. Making good progress on this little guy. He's got his little legs. Working on his belly. Like halfway done. Hopefully more than halfway. It's been an hour and a half. All right. Oh, hey. Hey. Yeah, you're just on time. Doing good. What you been up to? Nice. uh. This is the part of the pattern where I have to count, so I gotta focus. Naps are part of your daily life. Nice. I haven't been taking naps, but I don't get up till like 11 o'clock in the morning, so no nap needed when you sleep half the day. Bye, Heather. Thanks for hanging out. I will try to pop into your live later. Oh, cute, cute. Yeah. What is your name on Palm Street? I'm trying to blank. I should know. It's on the tip of my tongue. Can't think of it. I'm terrible with names. Does your dog have arthritis? Seemed a little hunched over before we left the room. Not just curious concern. Sorry for asking. So that was it. The black one. That is Wednesday. She is only 1. She does not have arthritis. She we call her, what do we call her? Quasimodo. We call her Quasimodo. Devaney, yes. Okay, I know who you are. We call her Quasimodo because she gets up and she stretches. And then she just kind of walks around like that for a minute. And then she's fine. So she's just a weirdo. She's only 1. She's a goofball. She gets a little stiff, I guess. And all messed up. I go to bed at like 1 a.m. and then get up at 11 a.m. and yeah. Okay, wanted to ask a question. Michael's coupon, $5 off, 15 that you could get used on anything. What yarn would I get? I'm trying to think. I do not shop at Michael's. So trying to think if there's anything there that I would get. The last thing I bought from Michael's was the Feels Like Bliss yarn. That was my first time ever trying it. So I did like the Feels Like Bliss, but it's definitely hard to work with if you are newer. Other than that, I think they have, do they have the Bernat Blanket Mystical or the Frosting? I still like those Bernat Blanket yarns. Other than that, I'm not really a fan of Michael's yarn, so yeah, Mystical. Tweed can be a little hard on your hands. It's really pretty colors. I definitely have some. Tweed can be hard on your hands, but I love the Mystical. So yes, Mystical. I do recommend Mystical. I have not had one of those that I didn't like. So yeah. Wednesday is what we like to call odd. Yes, she's a little strange. She's a goofball. Your question is for everybody. Yeah, definitely Mystical. I would recommend Mystical. Yeah, there you go. They have a really pretty orange color. What's it called? Canyon, I think. That makes really cute foxes. And then the black, is it called Cinder? I use the black quite a bit for cats and stuff. And then there's like one called Cloud Gray, I think, that's kind of tan and gray that I use for my horny toads. I really like that one. And then there's some like purples and blues and stuff I haven't tried, but yeah. She does have a very funny personality. I know I've been wanting to try Naughty Pony. I've heard different things, that it's like small, like Parfait chunky, and then somebody else said it's similar to Elise Veludo, because I originally thought it was like Elise Veludo and I was so excited to try it, but I don't want another tiny one. So if it's bigger like Elise Veludo, I want to try it. But yeah, I have been wanting to try Naughty Pony for sure. Yeah, those great big like festivals and stuff. Like if you watch April from the Cozy Buckeye, she just did a big festival and made thousands of dollars. I would love to do a big one like that. But yeah, just don't have the the option here. Let's see. I understand what you're saying about the markets. Sitting there for long periods of time hurts my back. Yeah, and sitting there for a long period of time and not selling anything is just like, why am I here? But yeah, a con would be really cool. My boyfriend tried to talk me into going to TwitchCon. I don't know where they had it this year, but last year or the year before, it was in Las Vegas, and I was like, I don't want to transport all my stuff to Las Vegas. That would be a nightmare. Came to YouTube to find something to watch while I crochet a dragon. Nice! Welcome, I'm glad you made it. What kind of dragon are you making? Perfectly crochet. Never tried burnout blanket. I've only just started stash goals. Oh, I've never tried the Premier stash goals, so I don't even know what type of yarn that is, but I do like Premier yarns. Burnout blanket can be rough on your hands, so I try to stick to the softer ones, and the frosting line and the mystical line are both pretty soft. So I don't recommend all burnout blanket yarn because I recently literally got rid of mine because it hurts my hands. But yeah. You live close to April but haven't crossed paths yet. Yeah, I've met her in person. I went to Stacy Make's first retreat and April was there, so I got to meet her. Bigger than Parfait, chunky, more dense, has a few issues, but overall it barely shed. Magic circle is a dream, frogging is a dream. Nice. So it sounds a lot like Elise Voluto. I think I did a test in one video. I don't even know if I can break this. So like doing magic circles is like, oh, it does break. I don't know, the one I had, I like really could not break it. But you can pull pretty hard on Elise Voluto and it will not break. Okay. And Elise Voluto doesn't shed except for a little tiny bit, like when you cut it, which I like. Lee making a NYX by KP. Also, the last Cinder Mystical I got was horrible. Oh no! So they have ick too. Gosh. Need the yarn brands to just figure out what they're doing. I don't understand. Like, in the factory, you can tell that it's not right. Why do they send it out for us? Mill ends, bought one of every color for the stash goals. Ah, that makes sense. Mill ends. LA Crochet made one of her spooky pups. Was able to complete with one skein of Parfait Chunky. Naughty Pony, she ran out before she made the head. So the skeins are smaller than Parfait Chunky. That makes sense. I think these are probably similar. These have 75 yards, which isn't much at all. And I don't know how much Parfait Chunky has, but I know they have more than 75. Exciting! It's always fun to try something new. I totally understand. It sucks that Michael's is your only option, but that's what we have now, so hopefully they have some good options for the mystical. Yeah, I know. Bernat, the one thing they had right was the size of their skeins. Yeah, they're chill most of the time. Their sleep schedule is all messed up too with our new schedule. But yeah, if anybody comes to the door, they freak out, and then in the morning sometimes they get riled up and want to play. But yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, flat versus round, that makes sense. The Elise Voluto is a little bit more on the flat side, I would say, because it's not like tubular, I've heard people call it, where it goes all the way around. But I mean, you can't tell as you, that's really bright, there you go. Can't tell as you work with it. Where's Heifer? I'm not sure where Heifer is. She must be out on the couch or something. I haven't seen her for a little while. Okay, let me see where we're at here. The yellow stash. Oh, sleeps all day. Yeah, mine sleep all night with me. But then we get up and play. So, yeah. I read once that dogs are supposed to sleep like 16 hours a day. So, this is their sleepy time. Oh, 2 hot dogs. Cute, cute. I bet they are so cute. All right, we're getting close here. I still gotta get to the post office before 5. It's not looking real great. It's almost 4. Gotta get this guy done. Yay! You got it already? That's so fast. I took him to the post office on Saturday. So that's crazy. Crazy fast. Yeah, dogs are the best. I can't imagine not having a dog or 3. Yeah, we have 3. And we have an Australian Shepherd as well. She has not made an appearance today, but her name is Heifer. Nice. Yeah, ours are allowed on our real bed, so they're spoiled. Spoiled brats. Hopefully I'm doing this right. In case you guys don't know, Wild Lifestyle is my sister. That's my sister page. You are allergic to them. You want space to be able to breathe and not get hives. Oh, that sucks. That would be rough to be allergic to dogs. I'm sorry. But yeah, it definitely makes sense that you don't have any. Yeah, you. That's Paige. Yes, you did spell it right. Okay, we're on the back legs, and then we're going to start the tail. We're getting there. The tail is easy because there's no more color changes. Love making dragons. Recently sold a really huge dragon for 135. So excited and so happy. That is awesome. It is very satisfying to sell the huge ones. I had a big Winnie the Dragon from Red Mills Crochet that I sold last year at one of my farmers markets, and that was so satisfying. And then I recently made that great big purple one, and that one actually sold on Etsy the other day. So dragons are fun. Standard size, black tri, mini red merle, and a toy black tri. They were all so beautiful. Oh, They sound so cute. I don't even know what the name for Heifer's color is. She's like black, white, and gray. Kind of like, is that like a blue merle? She doesn't have any tan, just black, white, and gray. Anchor for 150. That's awesome. Anchor is a project for sure. Blue merle. Nice. That's what I was thinking. Ooh, a silver lab. I bet that's cute. Yeah, $150. That's fantastic. I've sold a couple mini anchors, which I know are a lot smaller. All right, we're done with the cream. Finally. Whoops, missed. Anchor is really fun. I do enjoy making anchors. I also made it was a mini anchor body, but it had the length of tentacles of the big anchor. I made one of those because the lady wanted extra long tentacles. So, but yeah, it's really fun if you just kind of chip away at it, because it is a project. It's a big project. No pets, just kids and a husband. I mean, that's a handful. Aw, the perfect amount of chunkiness. I bet he's so cute. Alright, what are we doing? Through a leg. Now we're doing decrease. 3. Dozens of pets. Goodness, what kind of pets? Anchor is more or less work than Winnie. Probably about the same. I sold my Winnie for 125, and then my mini anchor I think I sold for 80. I can't remember. But the thing with anchor is it's very repetitive, because you're making 8 of the exact same thing, and each one takes a long time. So it's very, very repetitive. So I don't know that it's much more work, but it is more, I don't want to say boring, but like if you have a hard time doing repeated things, if that makes sense. Yes, so the Elise Veludo comes in skeins of 74.3 yards. So they're very small. So I think to make one skein of Burnett, you have to have 3 of these. So yeah, it's hard to get used to having so little. Yes, the big anchor, she stretched it out in her car. I believe, trying to think, I think she ordered it on Palm Street. Pretty sure it's from Palm Street, and she left a review and she took a picture of it in her car and it looked awesome. She stretched it, she like put it in the middle and then stretched the tentacles all the way to both sides, and it fit perfectly. It looked really cool. Yes. 7 cows, dozens of chickens, ducks, turkeys, and a dog. Wow. You have like a whole farm. Yeah, it's definitely kind of mindless once you figure out the pattern to make anchor, so it is good for just kind of zoning out and making stuff for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of animals. All right, gotta get going here. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, that row is done. I think we're almost to the tail, which should go much faster. Gotta get this guy to the post office. We've been on almost for 2 hours. Love your stitch markers. Definitely gonna have to get some more. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I have a ton left, so yeah. Ms. Glow's Crochet Creations. Gloria, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm working on a custom order Weasel Snuggler. This is my own pattern. Almost done. I'm trying to get him to the post office before 5, and it is almost 4 o'clock, so in a little bit of a hurry at the moment. Oh, mini milk cows. I didn't even know that was a thing. I bet that is a lot of time consuming labor type stuff, but sounds fun. Thank you. He's almost done. We're on the tail. This part is just a bunch of repeating rounds, so should be quick. Now we're just gonna go, go, go. Here's one of my stitch markers I made recently. This is my Wednesday inspired one. I want to put one on her collar. All right, here we go. Oh, that's fun. Mini jerseys. I bet they are so cute. Jerseys are my favorite type of cow because they're so cute. And mini ones. How big do they get? I didn't know there was such a thing. Jerseys are so cute. I made a, what is that pattern? I think it's by Beckmade Studio. It's like a little sitting cow pattern, and I made one to look like a jersey, and it was so cute. We're almost done. We're in the home stretch. Doing a little tail. Mini jerseys. I love it. For a while, I thought you lived in Jersey, New Jersey. So larger minis. They look a lot like the classic jersey, just smaller. We had a 42-inch. Oh my gosh, 42-inch. That's so small. Oh, I bet they're so cute. So fun. We want to eventually get horses, but not while we are here in Wyoming. What you doing? Stand up. We're almost done. Last row of brown, and then we do black, and then it is all done. I will definitely look up pictures. I bet they are adorable. Jerseys and what's the other one? Brown Swiss. Brown Swiss cows are real cute too. They're kind of similar. But yeah, mini one, I bet they are so cute. All right, we're done with the brown. But yeah, you can see how much, this wasn't a completely full skein when I started, but this is all the brown I used, and this is almost gone. So yeah, if you're gonna try Elise Veludo, definitely make sure you have enough to do your projects. I've been playing a lot of Yarn Chicken. I don't like Yarn Chicken. There's some Yarn Chicken in my video on Friday. Wish there was a mini brown Swiss. Oh yeah, that would be so cute. All right, 2 more rows. And then I gotta run. Gotta run to the post office. The window is right behind my desk, so when I'm working with black yarn, it like blinds me looking towards the window. So I gotta rotate so I can see what I'm doing. Just pull. Beautiful. Then we'll hide this little end. Love the moment when you take the wrap off the safety eye. Yeah, it definitely makes them look all finished and beautiful. I bet your turtle is so cool and huge. All right, the little weasel is officially done. Actually, I'm gonna sew over that little mustache that we gave him. Do that real quick. Can't have a weasel with a mustache. I don't understand why that happened. Oh no. Yeah, some people are oddly impatient. I had a request the other day for, what was it? Oh, an octopus. And so I sent her my Etsy listing. She wanted just a little one. So I sent her my Etsy listing for my little octos. And she was like, does it have to ship through Etsy? I need it right now. And I was like, I don't really know what that means. But yes, it will ship through Etsy. I didn't know if it was a potential scammer trying to get me off Etsy or what, but I just was like, yes, you have to purchase through Etsy. It doesn't come faster by not going through Etsy. I am unsure what you mean. Yes, we all need to see your turtle. Can I play an instrument? I used to play the saxophone. Does that count? I don't anymore. All right. Covered up his little mustache. So cute. Just a snuggler body all flat. Oh. Cute, cute. Thank you. The options I have as like a mod are like, I can put you guys in timeout, or I can hide you. Pretty funny. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot you ordered a weasel. He has a brown one too. He's your best weasel friend. That's so cute. Yeah, I love this pattern so much. The little brown ones. So sweet, and they're so soft with the Elise Voluto. Alright guys, I have to run to the post office, so I am going to jump off here. But thank you so much for hanging out. This was really fun. Yeah, I was like, yes, the same thing twice. So I didn't put him in timeout. I hid him. He's hidden. I don't know what that means, but bye-bye, Alex. Thank you. But yeah, what was I going to say? Oh, after the next week, I will hopefully start doing lives more regularly. Still trying to figure out if I want to keep doing 2 regular videos a week and a live, or if I want to do a live and maybe a longer regular video, but we will start having regular lives. So thank you guys so much for hanging out and chatting with me. I hope you have a good day, good night, happy Monday, happy Tuesday if you're in Australia. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah, more lives. We're gonna start doing this more often. So, all right. Bye, guys. Thank you. No problem. It was fun. So fun hanging out with all you guys. Bye. Figure out. I never know which one to hit to end it. Okay.